Hello,Oh yeah? My boy, he loaded, man. It's alright. It's alright. Huh? Huh? You good? You good? You good, huh? صور. يا غارة الله. ها.
Listen, thank you for watching. This is the Entertainment for One podcast. And on this podcast, listen, I try to keep it light as possible. I try not to jump too much into heavy topics all the time. But sometimes, you just gotta, get a little nude. You gotta get a little full-blown naked and just jump into heavy-duty topics. And I'm your host, Anthony. Of course, subscribe to this channel, my YouTube channel, if you haven't already, only if you like the content I'm providing. But now that I got that disclaimer out the way, if you're not familiar about Buffalo, New York is a city that's located in upstate New York. It's nowhere near New York City. A lot of people think it's near New York City, but it ain't nowhere near New York City, about 5, almost 6 hours away from New York City. And it's located on Lake Erie. And over the past couple of days, over this past weekend, Christmas weekend, Buffalo got a historic winter blizzard. And it literally crippled the whole entire city. And people, have been and are still stuck in their houses for like up to some 4 days. But one of the things that unfortunately transpired and happened Christmas Day, depending on when you watch this video, that was yesterday, because today is Monday. But one of the things that unfortunately happened was some looting going on in neighborhoods that really can't afford to have looting going on in their neighborhoods. So what I'm basically saying is to get the clean, to give you the clean version in the hood, in the neighborhoods where people struggle. People don't even have a grocery store within 3 to 4 miles to go to. They only have corner stores, little one-stops, corner stores. They don't have big, huge grocery stores in the radius in these inner cities in Buffalo to where you could grab groceries to last you up to 2 or 3 weeks in case you get stuck in your house for 2 to 3 weeks. But anyway, so like I said, looting has been going on. People have, let's just call it for what it is. And I'm just going to come out and say it. My people, black people, have been acting like a bunch of savages, wilding. Places like dollar stores, Family Dollar, and I'm showing y'all, some videos and some pictures as I talk and as I, showing you some illustrations so you can get a kind of idea of what I'm talking about. But people have been ransacking these stores, like coming out of Family Dollar and dollar stores with detergent, cereal, like 2 boxes of cereal. This one guy came out of there with a whole grocery garbage bag full of stuff. And there's not only been like looting and ransacking throughout, these little stores. People have been stealing ATMs, as you can see from this picture right here. People have been stealing ATMs, taking them into their houses, and just a whole bunch of, look at it. Look how the city has been crippled, by all of this weather. But you add the fact that people are stealing from their own neighborhood stores that they have to go into once this city opens back up is very disturbing. It's beyond disturbing. It's just absolutely, it's just, let's call it for what it is. It's ridiculous. One of the things that I try not to do in this video, I started to, when I was thinking on how I was going to approach this, one of the things was to kind of have it light and, just discuss like people breaking into liquor stores, just to kind of have like a lighter tone to it. But when you really think about it, it's, it's cool to, like a lot of people on social media it's cool to laugh. Get a laugh in, when you see somebody walking out of, a store with Fruity Pebbles, hiding their face and all of that. But what the bigger issue is and the bigger problem is, once you get that real quick laugh out the side, what's wrong with black people? And this is just not a Buffalo, New York thing. We've seen this happen during the riots, during the Black Lives Matter movement a couple summers ago. We've seen this happen in mostly all inner cities throughout the country, to where when things happen, people start to riot. People start to really just get besides themselves in whatever is going on, the George Floyd thing, or whether it be, you want to go back 30 something years ago to the 1992, 1993 riots that happened with Rodney King. People just totally just wrecked South Central LA and that whole portion of LA. What's the question that I want to know is what the hell is wrong with black people? And just this morning, actually, one of the small grocery stores called Save-A-Lot issued a statement on their social media page. They said that, and this was one of the particular locations that was hit and that was ransacked and that was ravaged. It said this location will be temporarily closed for at least 2 to 3 weeks while we reassess damage done to our store. At that time, in 2 to 3 weeks, a decision will be made if we keep this location open. Vendors should not make any deliveries. So basically, they're telling, their vendors that come in with these big trucks, don't even come into these neighborhoods. Don't even make any deliveries whatsoever to this particular location in this neighborhood. And one of the things that I find that's so, black people, I'm black, so I can call it like it is. Black people, we talk out of both sides of our mouths. We want change. We want bigger and better things to happen in the inner community, in the hood, in the ghetto. But we still don't want that change because when it's a major snowstorm going on, police executives are telling you, stay your ass at home. Do not leave. We want to go outside. We want to drive throughout the city. We want to take videos. We want to show everybody firsthand accounts of what a snowstorm is looking like. We want to actually show and record people stealing out of these stores. Or even worse, we want to go to these stores and steal out of these stores that when all of the snow is clear, you're going to have to go back to that same store in the neighborhood that you live 5 houses up from to try to get some kind of food for your baby because you're on welfare, because you're on Section 8, or because you don't have a vehicle to drive 5 to 6, 7 miles out to go get groceries. And another thing about how black people, and this is not all black people, this is just a good majority of black people, not just in this particular part of Buffalo, New York, but black people throughout the whole United States. But this issue right here hits Buffalo, New York, because a couple of months ago, back in May, there was just a horrific shooting that happened that we all know at Tops Market in Buffalo, New York. And, one of the biggest complaints of the residents in the neighborhood that, Buffalo, New York, the inner city is a food desert. There aren't any good or very, very big grocery stores that we can go to and we can get, like I said in the beginning of this video, 2 to 3 weeks worth of food. We can get produce. We can get fresh this, fresh that. We can't get fresh food. We can't get fresh this. We have to go to the white neighborhoods to get the fresh food. And you know what? This is why, prime example, these bigger companies and these bigger chains of grocery stores don't want to come in the hood. They don't want to come in your neighborhood, in the ghetto. I mean, you basically answering your own questions. You say you want change. This is the question. This is the question. You say you want change, but black people, do you really want change? Not all black people, but the black people that's in these inner cities, not only in Buffalo, New York, but throughout the whole country. Do we really want change? Not we, not me. Do you really want change? You need to answer that. Listen, thank you for watching. Only subscribe to this channel if you like the material I'm providing. And guess what? If you don't like this, if you don't like what I'm saying, or if you got something negative to say, guess what? I still welcome you. Put that in the comment section. I welcome all your positive and negative energy because guess what? I got time. I'm here for the BS today. This is your boy. This is Anthony. Yo, I will check y'all later. Entertainment for One podcast. Peace.